Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of your favorite visual novel, Distant Pebbles. I'm now gonna let this go.
Distant Dravels.
Distant Dravels. Yes. In the what was that? Last episode we met the Tiger Doctor. And he was telling us about the Endless Wide. So let's see what he has to say.
What's your answer?
To be honest, I'd like to know more about the Endless Wide first. Did he just smile?
I was preparing myself to speak, actually.
I interrupted you, because they're italics.
I'll tell you about it. And show you.
Show me?
Let's start with the explanation.
Explanation.
Once again, he motions for you to follow. He walks over to a desk and opens a small safe that's on top of it. He then brings out a small test tube with a cork on it. Inside it, there's what looks like ash.
Ash, why are you inside a bottle?
Oh god, please don't actually put me in a jar. Oh god, please put me in a jar. Please put me in a jar, oh god!
Oh, I'm back on the one jar.
No, but seriously, put me in the jar, I swear to god.
He turned himself into a jar. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Is that the Endless Wide?
I'm not white.
Shut the fuck up.
Ash. Ash is just Ash, okay?
Ash is not
I'm not
Ash, that's
fucking myself.
impossible.
Oh, this
thank
is
you
just
very much.
Ash. Like, come on.
You look intently at the test tube.
Strangely colorless.
Not like it's white or grey, more like there is just an absence of what your brain would assume to be there.
Somehow it just feels quiet.
No, it's inert, as in it will not permanently damage you, but I'd like for you to touch it.
Don't touch me, I swear to god, I bite.
You want me to poke it?
Like we poke at you,
No.
boy. Good, that's such a terrible
No.
title.
Let me squeeze the tiger. I almost feel too shy to ask, but what's this about damage?
It will sting and burn as you touch it,
Why would you want me to touch it then?
so don't hold on to it for long. I'd like to observe how it affects you physically.
This does not seem like a smart idea.
This is the worst doctor there is, and it will give you a real idea of the threat of the mission.
I thought we were not going to Arctos itself.
We're not. However, I'd rather you prepare for the worst possible outcome.
Double dot. Dot. Should I really do this? The doctor did say it was safe. Without risk, how do you move forward?
You've been thinking that a lot recently.
It. How do we do this?
Put out your hand with your palm up. I'll put some on your palm. If it burns too much or you need to let go, just turn your hand and let it fall on the table.
That seems pretty simple. Maybe it really isn't that dangerous.
You put your hand forward and then turn your palm up. The tiger opens the test tube and grabs some ash with some tweezers. He gently drops it on your hand. At first, you don't notice anything special.
Feels light.
Ash, how heavy are you?
1,852 marbles.
Holy how much does that marble in fucking pounds? Drakes. But then, there's a slight tingling sensation. It slowly evolves into a very uncomfortable feeling.
But there's no burning like he said there would be. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't burn.
You take your other hand and move the ash with your finger.
Bad idea. Interesting. There's no mark at all. No burning sensation at all.
No.
But you are very uncomfortable. It's like your mind is in panic.
It's almost like a headache, but without the pain. But
The tiger raises an eyebrow.
it's like my mind is wanting to let go of it. It almost feels like I'm a child being yelled at. Or like I just woke up from a bad dream.
Let go of it. Double dot dot.
You turn your hand upside down and the ash drops from your hand. Ash, are you okay?
Sorry,
Damn
Ash.
it.
Didn't mean to.
Doctor picks up. Stop moving the goddamn table. Look at the other camera.
Sorry, I need
Think of the children.
What children?
The doctor picks it up with the tweezers and places it back in the test tube. How do you pick up ash with tweezers? Like,
I am curious how he does that with tweezers. Honestly, I would just do like with a piece of paper and I would just in the tube.
I'm sorry, are you a doctor?
It seems like the idea of humans from this part of Earth being resistance is true. Now then, take a minute and consider this mission.
That's not really a good scientist if he just checks on me and just concludes that every single human from this part of the earth is whatever.
Sample size of 1.
This is the worst doctor there is.
You do have the chance to actually see another world. I'll go with you.
The tiger looks like he's expecting more for a second, but then...
Thank you, ... You coming with us means more than you think.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance, after all.
You hear a growl.
Kitty growls.
He promised us not to do that.
He's not growling.
It's just...
He's hungry.
oh my god.
Perfect time for lunch.
Don't eat me, Daddy Tiger. Not into it.
I'll let the commander know we're done.
I brought pancake cheers.
You can feed on Ash if you want.
Yeah, just eat ash or something. He sends a message on his phone, and shortly the commander walks in the door.
He's wearing a cap.
Oh.
It's adorable.
All set. Did Charles try and scare you off?
Not at all. He was kind and informative.
Did he bring out the whiteboard? He's quite good at teaching, and that whiteboard is quite remarkable.
He's a
Hey,
fucking dad. He's a
quite
dad.
remarkable, get it? Because you
Look at
can
his
erase
eyes.
the markers. It's remarkable. Anyway,
Oh, that is a... I went over my head. I got whooshed. Damn it.
r/rouge. Charles let out an audible groan at that.
I'm glad I didn't scare you off.
You think the worst of me, Mike.
He has an exasperated look on his face.
I trust you, Charles, and that's why I asked you to do the briefing. It's about asking Double Dot's opinion if he's to be part of our crew.
The tiger breaks into a smile.
You're easy to tease, Mike.
All right then, time for some lunch, and then I'd like to hear your decision, ... I'm gonna get some lunch from a cafe down the street if you would like to join me.
I still have work to do, so I'm just going to grab a snack and get to it. You're welcome to join me for if you have more questions, ... about anything.
I love it.
Getting worse.
You were interested in extra-dimensional energy?
They do have some interesting technology.
Oh, that'd be nice.
The tiger smiles at you, breaking his usual stern look.
I'll order us something and we'll get right to it.
I'll see you two later then.
The bear waves you goodbye as he exits the room.
And he
Bye
exits.
for
He did not wave us, but sure he did. Sure
I
exit.
waved at him.
Now then, ... I almost forgot that part.
Oh my God!
I almost forgot that.
Now then.
He's fluffy.
Oh my.
He's shaded.
Roughly,
He looks almost 3D.
Right? It's cookies art. ...
What should we order? I personally go for sushi, but there's supposedly a good pizza place nearby.
He's a big cat after all.
That's f***ing racist.
Yeah, because White Ash wasn't.
Okay, fair.
Best not to assume things. Nah, sushi. Sushi sounds good.
The tiger orders the food using an app on his phone. You can't help but wonder if they had similar things in their world. Actually, you can just ask.
Might be a silly question, but do you have similar phones back at Arctos?
The tiger looks up at you.
Normally we use a communication band and get an implant for a certain frequency. Something just like the scrambler.
He holds up his arm to show you his watch.
But
Which
due
watch?
to-
Where's your watch? Maybe it's on his bicep.
Yeah, I'll watch here. Well, let me tell you time.
Bicep watch.
One second.
You can talk like this. Hello, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
But due to the frequency mix, only you could be able to hear your calls. The apps on the phones on Earth are really convenient.
You can't help but smile. Your two worlds definitely have different technologies despite their similarities. And not only when it comes to weaponry.
It's probably the thing that changed our world the most in recent years.
I can imagine. It's one of the things I'll be bringing back with me and try to replicate. While we wait for the sushi, how about I tell you some of this Firefly?
Then, about the engines. If there's no engines, how do you take off and land?
There's no combustion engines. Instead, we use extra-dimensional energy. Gravitational force in this case.
Oh, what's a gravitational? Maybe that's an actual word and Grunt is just outsmarting us.
You make it fly with gravity? That sounds backwards.
I'd say it never flies. It falls. Upwards. Like if the gravity of the planet was reversed.
So it falls upwards with extra-dimensional energy? What exactly is extra-dimensional energy?
You guys still awake?
Who
Hello?
are you?
Here, I'll paint you a picture.
He walks up to the whiteboard.
He's gonna use paint on the whiteboard. That's not a good idea. He's quite handsome in that coat. Fits him. He wouldn't wear a coat that doesn't fit him, honestly.
He erases the previous explanation about entanglement and draws a straight line from left to right on the whiteboard.
This is what the first dimension is like. A line connecting any 2 points. There's no width, depth, only length.
He turns the line to a square box.
This is the second dimension, 2D. Now we also have girth, ... width.
... That's innuendo. And the way he said it shows that he knows it.
He draws a few more lines, turning the square into a box.
The third dimension, the one we currently live in. However, ...
He's enjoying this, showing me how things work. Show me how girth works. What is girth? Can you explain this by telling me and showing me?
I was just thinking, is this an innuendo as well? But no, you just had to chime in.
We are affected by the fourth dimension. Imagine this box, the third dimension, moving across a line. A timeline, as we move in time constantly. There's a start and an end, and we're somewhere in it. Fourth dimensional being would be able to freely move throughout time. We'd be able to see every moment that happens, as if on a line or a string. Things are about to get a little complicated, since what's coming is things we can mostly just imagine, not truly experience as we are now. The fifth dimension. Oh my gosh. We describe this timeline, and any other timeline there is. Beyond this, it gets a bit more complicated, but I think that's enough to understand that there are other dimensions that we cannot observe.
How does that make something move, though? You put wheels on it? Engine? I understand the theory, but what does that have to do with gravity?
As the extra-dimensional energy in this case. Imagine infinite dimensions, and there's one in which gravity is bendable freely. Take this energy and apply it to the Firefly.
Bit far-fetched?
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
I'm sorry, you don't even have phones with apps on them and you have this. I'm sorry, but...
You can now fall in any direction, including up, and including the vacuum in space.
That's unbelievable. How would one even harness that energy?
From
Obvious.
black holes.
I was about to make a joke about Ash, but I'm not going to do it.
What?
Do it. Ash
No.
holes.
Black holes, you
I decided not to.
Give me that.
From space itself? Oh, sorry. My voice is weird. From space itself?
They're usually only in space unless you create them yourself.
That's a little too fast and a little much. Creating black holes?
I'd be better left for another day.
He smiles at you.
About harnessing energy from black holes. ...
Talking about probing and...
I am not talking about I'm not saying anything anymore.
A black hole is constantly rotating around its core, the singularity, which causes massive gravitational force. Imagine you put a ball in a bucket and spin it around your arm. The ball stays at bottom due to the gravitational force you create. Now imagine this as at a massive scale. That happens in a black hole.
There are buckets with balls in them in your hole, Ash.
What?
Those are anal beads, thank you very much.
What about
What
the
about
bucket?
the bucket?
What, do they have a
Yeah.
gravitational pull?
Oh, no, you don't. I ain't a Beyblade.
Oh my god.
Grunt, why are you giving us a lecture?
By feeding an object into the black hole, rotation... I'm sorry.
He's just...
I thought that was a thing that you guys
Gonna get
talked about
cut out.
earlier.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Didn't mean that.
Shin, I'm gonna just go.
Bye. Bye. I thought we were going to the cafe. What happened to food?
Sorry, we aren't going to the cafe. We're having sushi brought here thanks to our Uber Eats. And right now we're
God damn
talking about
it.
black holes.
They are feeding objects into the
Feeding
black
objects into a
holes.
black hole. Feed some sushi into my white hole. Come on!
No, that's my face hole.
By feeding an object into the black hole, The rotation slows down and the gravity affects the object.
This cannot go in the video. YouTube will take this down.
Gravity might
this can
dump
certainly
truck
go in the
ass.
In the process of entering the ergosphere of the black hole, the matter of the object is split into two parts. And just like in nuclear power, we can harness that energy
How bad's the radiation?
Shit is dying.
and use it to travel.
That's... wow. I can't believe I'm going to get to see this in action, to be honest.
The tiger smiles at you. There's a knock on the door.
Come in.
A lady from the reception enters and hands the doctor a bag.
Thank you, Linda.
No problem. Enjoy bungee too.
That was creepy as
I know,
I like
it's perfect.
She leaves.
Now, how about you tell me a little about yourself? About your world over lunch.
He's blushing.
Why is he blushing?
Because we want to squeeze this tiger.
You eat together as he asks you questions about technology and even medicine. As he inspects your black hole. For f***'s sake. You can answer most of it, but some involves things like biochemistry, for which you have no idea. Eventually, you say goodbye and walk back to the hotel. It is not far. Spend the rest of the day on your laptop, taking notes and making a list of what to pack. Before long, it's dinner time. You ponder what to eat. Maybe you should ask someone to join you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join us on Discord if you will. We have channels and stuff. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And see you guys later. Bye.